People who voted for Clinton in 2016 but are intending to vote for Trump in 2020. What made you change your mind? Repost this and put "serious" in the title. I think that's how it works. Yeah, I can already see the message becoming. Who's he talking to? Like 7 people? Thread is a trap, cool face. No trap. No trap. You're a trap. Grab 'em by the trap. Went independent in 2016, couldn't bring myself to vote for either Trump, his character is shit, and could hardly believe a word the dude said, or Hillary, capable person, but loathed her politics. 2020 is yet to be decided, depending on the Dem candidate. Trump. The current administration has done a lot of stuff I agree with, while also a lot of stuff I don't agree with. I'd go for a moderate Dem over Trump, if given the choice. But it doesn't look like that is going to be the case. So I might just sit it out. We'll see. For what it is worth, I lean towards libertarian/conservative policies, but am sympathetic to a few left-leaning ideas, but not the policies as they are currently proposed. Edit, I'll respond to the folks genuinely intrigued later on. Currently watching Lucifer with the fiancé and this is already getting pretty vitriolic, as was expected. Love you all though. Literally the only serious answer here as of now. Edit, yes I'm aware that it doesn't answer the question, but that doesn't mean it's not serious nonetheless. Serious and on topic are two different things. Not surprised, TBPH, the discourse is pretty ridiculous these days. I don't think it is a good idea to raise the minimum wage to $15 per hour, but I could see an argument pegging the minimum wage to the inflation rate. Left, you are a racist, bigoted, bootlicking asshole. Right, you are a libtard, socialist cuck. MHMM, good talk, dudes. Appreciate the convo. Tip, sort by controversial for serious answers. Awesome. Hits sort by controversial because I ate lead paint. Home edit, thank much for shinies. Also making this my most upvoted post. Milestones man. Yeah, this post was never going to work. Lamau. The Democrats have decided to go full retard. I expected Clinton to threaten to commit war crimes, drone even more people than Obama, to raid the Pentagon to pay for useless pet projects, fill her cabinet with unqualified campaign donors, and have the Clinton family run around the globe openly basking in corruption. Trump delivered on all those promises, so may as well vote for him now. Think this may have some people from T_D pretending that they voted for Clinton and coming up with some lame excuses for supporting Trump, but honestly the last few years really shouldn't have made anyone think better of Trump than before the election. You know how immediately after Trump was elected, leftists were expecting things: economic collapse and discrimination and persecution of gays, women, and minorities. And those things didn't happen. The discrimination thing is absolutely happening all over the country whether you want to accept it or not. The economy collapsed and never recovered, not for the bottom 80% of the country. And I say that as someone in the top 5% or so. Everything is doing great for me and my investments are performing spectacularly, but hardly anyone I grew up with can pay their bills. Just because things are fine for my slice of life doesn't mean things are fine. The stock market doesn't mean shit when the idea of investing in the stock market is a fantasy because you're 3 months behind on your electric bill. Was going to vote for Hillary last year, had several life or death family emergencies election week and was unable to vote. In a very strongly blue state anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Did not like Hillary one bit, didn't like Trump and still don't like him. He says moronic things, he lies about things he doesn't need to lie about, he does things just for the sake of pissing people off and I can't stand it. But the economy is good, and somehow he has kept most of the world idiots in line. The tariffs might be messing some things up, but work has been strong and my retirement accounts are looking great. I'm almost 40 and probably can only do my physical job another 10 years. I need strong leadership that will help my financial future, and the Democrats keep tripping over themselves just to get after him. Yeah, he's dirty as fuck and so are half the people he works with, but so are the Clintons and the Pelosi's and the Bidens. Bernie means well and I would love for his plans to be reality, but there's just no way it can succeed without really fucking us over some other way. Plus he always looks like he's 3 coughs from falling over dead. This Iran thing is a big deal to me though. If Trump gets us into a war with Iran, I'm voting against him. If he can keep things from further escalating and go back to business as usual, I'll probably vote for him and still complain about half the shit he does. Thank you for an honest and insightful write-up. I did not realize the news was fake until the day after the election, when I actually listened to a Trump speech for the first time. I then went back and watched some of his biggest speeches during the campaign, and I looked up some YouTube videos cataloging media lies regarding the president. Roughly 95% of bad things you have heard about Trump are complete lies. Almost all of them. He does some bad things, not going to lie about that, but they are usually ignored by the media in favor of fabricated bullcrap. Edit, here is an example that you can disprove instantly by doing some basic research. It is claimed that he called neo-Nazis good people in his Charlottesville speech. This is false. If you actually watch his speech, after his both sides comment literally the next sentence is except the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists, who should be condemned fully. Edit 2.5, as it turns out, I was remembering it wrong. He made the second comment while talking to a reporter later, not in the same speech. My point still stands that he made it clear he was referring to the normal people who got caught up in the rally not knowing it was a Nazi rally. That did happen, there were normal people there too, and he was referring to the fact that there were also evil people among the protesters, Antifa. He did condemn neo-Nazis, and he was absolutely not calling them good people. Yet, Trump is caught up in multiple lies himself almost daily. So I don't see your logic at all. ITT, all legit answers get downvoted into oblivion. The echo chamber of Reddit must be maintained. Edit, getting dogpiled by screeching idiots calling me a Republican will totally prove me wrong. Several concussions. Look at the big brain on Brad. No seriously, your head's all swollen up, you need to see a doctor. Voted for Clinton mainly because never been a fan of Trump. After the Kavanaugh farce, I'm leaning harder, but if Biden wins, I may consider voting for him. If Sanders or Warren wins the nomination, I'll not only vote for Trump, but max my political donations to every GOP senator running for election along with a few reps. There are a lot more people who are in my camp than you all think. Sanders/Warren will get crushed by negative ads about the economic destruction that will come from their plans and Trump will win. Biden is the only hope in the key states that matter. Edit, the casual observer may find it very interesting that 97% of the messages and replies I've received are full of hate and vitriol, but yet this post has a positive karma rating. Also, to the posters who are about to message me and call me a fucking retard, please exercise a little creativity as that particular gem has been done to death. Thanks. Have a great evening and or a wonderful day. I'm sorry, but what the fuck planet are you on? You wanna come over and play Devil's Triangle? Or how about I see how much you like boofing? The man was declared unfit by the bar and hundreds of legal scholars and had all investigations dropped after he ascended to a lifelong appointment to the Supreme Court of the fucking United States of America. The man sat and posed conspiracy theories about revenge from the Clintons in his confirmation hearings and still hasn't explained his disappearing mortgage and a couple of $100,000 washed through Nationals tickets. You do realize that judges' purpose are to use their judgment to decide matters that aren't specifically laid out in legislation? The man showed he was incapable and unqualified on national TV, dude. Edit, I can't respond to all of you guys, but those who think I'm the op and then flamed someone's answer can get fucked. Yes, I'm heated on the topic and responded to someone else's comment. The end. Get your shit straight, dudes. Edit 2, you guys are correct that the ABU upheld his qualified ratings after he was confirmed to the Supreme Court. That rating was under review until he was seated. The ABU dropped that investigation because they didn't think it was their place to pass judgment on a Supreme Court justice. I'm sorry I misspoke. I try and hold myself to a higher standard than to spread misinformation, unlike a whole lot of other motherfuckers. And to the guys with the innocent until proven guilty shtick, this was not a court determining guilt or innocence where the defendant faced loss of liberty or property. It was to determine whether he was trustworthy enough or not to be on the most important body of judges in the world. I also don't make any claims of his guilt or innocence on the charges of sexual assault, just that the Senate rushed the process and were very against an FBI investigation into the claims. Most innocent people are very happy to have their name cleared, just saying. I stopped reading after the uncalled for personal insult edit. Oh, all these personal insults at me. Voted for Johnson, do I get to say things? Boris or Lyndon? Edit, forgot about Gary. Gary feel the Johnson. That said, I didn't really like him that much, just not Trump. Hillary, for example, as far as I know, not involved with Epstein. My favorite thing about this post is that there are so many comments about what a shit show the comments will be, yet I see very few actual shitty comments. Democrats went batshit crazy left, and Trump hasn't screwed things up like I expected. Yes, Democrats used to have electable people, now they all seem like socialists. Who is all? Biden, Buttigieg, Klobuchar, Yang are still in the race and are not socialists. I ate a bunch of lead paint. That explains why you voted Hillary. I didn't even want Clinton and Trump as options in 2016. Edit, this blew up. Just two things, I know a lot of people didn't want either, and just because I made this comment does not mean I didn't go out and vote that day. Hashtag you'll vote on the choices we give you, and that's that. Basically how the illusion of choice works in this country. For POTUS it's just picking the lesser evil. State, county, and local races are generally more meaningful. Was still a student back then, but now I work in a hedge fund. I'm voting for him based on the state of the economy. Seems like this is a common answer. As is typical in America, money and greed beats everything. We also seem to have forgotten the Obama economy was awesome and pulled us from the brink of economic collapse to all-time highs that continued right through Trump. And Trump has given the economy a cheap sugar high by cutting the Fed, leaving us no recourse when the economy inevitably does take a downturn, and deregulating the shit out of things that should be heavily regulated, destroying our environment and exposing us to more Wall Street fuckery. Upvoting so it goes to hot, where it becomes an absolute train wreck. Train wreck? Reddit is well known for its civil discourse and embracing of different opinions. You're so generous. You still charitably describe our community after literally hundreds of us banged your mom last night. Well, this thread sucked. Lesson learned, Reddit sucks at political discussion. Which is a bummer because I really love a civil discussion about politics, and Reddit has the minds to do it. Unfortunately, any political posts just disintegrate into petty attacks and downvoting to hell. I reckon there are bots in there complicating things further. It's really difficult to have a productive political discussion when there's so much disinformation out there. When two people are quite literally existing in different realities for all intents and purposes, you can't have an actual conversation. Should have added a serious /tag. Alternatively, you can ask in r/ask Trump supporters edit. Got a lot of responses saying that ATS is not a good subreddit. Sorry, but I'm out of ideas. I know I forgot. Is there any way to change it now? You can't. Just let it age, I guess, but go to that subreddit and ask. You probs are gonna get more legit answers than troll wants tbh. Was this post made by Russian bots to out other Russian bots? Annoying shit like this is why I will vote Trump /carrot. Actually, in 2016 this is exactly which helped my push from prior Dem to Trump voter. Clinton isn't running this year and I have to support the only other candidate running with ties to Jeffrey Epstein. I'll go ahead and throw myself to the wolves. I'm 45 yo. I voted Clinton in 2016. I even voted for Bill Clinton before Bush. I've voted for Dems and Republicans over the years. I follow politics and economics very closely. I'm not committed to voting for Trump, but I don't believe in any economic plan that any Democratic candidate is pushing. I'm torn. Before you get completely torn apart by the Reddit hive mind, I want to say thank you for your honest answer. I am definitely not a Trump supporter, but I do believe in actual dialogue and respectful discourse, and not demonizing everyone we disagree with. We are not seeing it here, but you're a decent person for trying. Agreed. No one has it all right. I think it's important to be able to debate and converse civilly. I'll take this one, though I don't exactly fit the bill. Wrote in Bernie in 2016, wasn't a fan of Trump but didn't, and still don't, buy into the he's literally the reincarnation of Hitler trope. I don't think he's all that bad, and the hate for him is seemingly a circle jerk whipped up by a dying media empire that is using him to stay relevant and in the process making him out to be this horrible thing when in reality the worst thing he really does is make people cringe. I see him as a middling president that's done some good things for the economy. I'm a contractor. This last 3 years have 100% been the best and busiest of my life, each year better than the last, and honestly, I think the stupid shit he does is kinda funny sometimes. I like the crazy ass reactions from people who should otherwise know better. Overall, I think the Democrats have absolutely lost their marbles. Like I said, I wrote Bernie in 2016, but in 2020 I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Well said. My industry is booming and lots of hard-working people have really benefited. I bought a house finally and feel financial security. It's nice for work to be so plentiful. The sad thing is, people who are actually answering the question truthfully will get downvoted to hell just for answering it. Yeah, welcome to Reddit. I voted third party last semester because Clinton is a murderer and Trump is just distasteful. This election I'll be voting Trump because whatever my problems with him personally may be, his policies are okay. Only other person I might vote for would be Biden. Those people aren't going to comment because of people like the ones filling up the whole comment section. Why would someone answer a question just to get ridiculed? I didn't vote for Trump as much as I voted against Hillary. I do want to see the first woman president in my lifetime, but not her. This time around, I've lost all faith in the DNC for two reasons. First and foremost, any political party in which Joe Biden could be the frontrunner doesn't deserve to win. Second, I've always had a huge problem with superdelegates. Despite claims to the contrary, I've not seen much done to reform the problem, and that's a huge problem. Why? Because we might actually get a brokered convention. It'll be a Democratic Ouroboros that will make 1969 look like kindergarten recess. I absolutely agree with everything you said, but how the hell does voting for Trump fix any of that? I don't think very many such voters exist. If you thought Trump was unfit for office in 2016, I can't see what he has done that would swing anyone to support him now. The whole very stable genius shtick didn't do anything for you. No, but I did appreciate the support of Nazis, Muslim ban, and endangering national security to get political dirt on a rival. Plus the whole totally not racist calling African countries shitholes and wishing more good Scandinavian people would come to America. The tweeting about Home Alone 2 was also in our national interest. I stopped taking my antipsychotics. Found Kanye West.